your favorite Canadian that everybody should know, Delahazed.
This is the least confusing erection I've ever had.
Yo and hello, good evening everyone, and welcome to Minions of the Zoo. This is Nightstream 1470, and I am your most evil host, Delahazed. Joining me this evening, I have, of course, the wonderful and Australian Diamantis.
Hey everyone.
And of course, we're going to be on our best behavior tonight, as per usual, because we've got the police squad joining us tonight.
Hey, you guys take it easy. Darn kids.
Sir, if it's easy, I'm going to take it twice. Don't you worry. Hope you guys are doing well tonight. Terry, how you been, bud?
Not too bad when I can stop coughing.
Fair enough. And before I ask Johnny, I want to address the chat again real quick. Gabby, of course I lie, but I do it well. That's why you guys always fall for it whenever I'm imposter. I hope you're well.
Except me, I always vote Della.
Yeah, but you get outvoted because, everyone doesn't listen to the voice of reason.
I know.
It's a sad,
really.
It's a sad, twisted world we live in, and which is why I love it, because I prevail. I hope you're well, Gabby. And Johnny, how are you doing this week, bud?
Oh, not too bad. Still got some stuff. As we were talking before the show, I was updating you guys on my fiasco, and I completely forgot where we were in the story.
Well, why don't you start over for the chat?
Okay, so I'm trying to fill out an accommodation form because I am a customer service agent right now on phone calls with customers.
Mm-hmm.
And mid-conversation, I have been getting nauseous to the point where I'm just going to be like, hold on 1 second. Let me get back to you now. And I told my boss, I'm like, I don't know if my customer service is already good. I mean, there's still I'm lacking in a few departments that, the customers are typically in a decent mood by the time I'm done. But I'm telling her, I'm like, I got to find a position where I'm not, I can still work for the company, but I'm not, interrupting a conversation to go throw up in my bucket.
Right.
And
that does sound rather inconvenient and unproductive.
Yeah, and I don't know about you guys, but if my customer service agent is going to be, can you hold on a second? I gotta go toss cookies in a bucket. It's not going to be very good.
I think the boss would say, "Look, vomit on your own time. This is company time. We need you working." Yeah.
I'd been like, look, ma'am, if you wanted to call me in the afternoon, that would work better for both of us. I think I'm not a morning person as is, and congratulations. Do you know if it's a boy or a girl?
I'm not a day person. That's all there is to it. It's like I've woken up in the middle of the night with this bullshit, so it hits me whenever. And so they gave me this form to fill out, requesting the accommodation, and I'm like, okay, I'll go see the first doctor I saw, who just gave me the COVID test and pushed me out the door, because why not?
Right? What could possibly go wrong this time?
Yeah, clearly it was COVID. oh wait, maybe not.
COVID till proven otherwise.
Yeah.
If it's not COVID, it's not important.
So, yeah, she gives me the COVID test, pushes me out the door. Turns out it's not COVID. So, yeah, the shock.
No, that just means it's stealth COVID. It's COVID that knows how to hide from doctors. So you do still have it.
It's COVID with the hat and mustache.
Sorry,
Yes,
I wasn't
exactly.
shocked. I just farted and I took a deep breath while it passed.
And so, I get the form, and I go to see the first doctor. Well, I go to the urgent care. He sees me, takes actual vitals and lab work, and tells me to go see a gastroenterologist. Okay, so I get that scheduled. So I see the first doctor to get the form filled out, and they go, okay, I'm not going to fill this out because it needs to be done by your primary.
Right.
So I go, okay, but how is she going to answer the phone, or how is she going to answer these questions? She hasn't seen me in over 2 months.
But Johnny, women are psychic, don't you know?
It must be, I guess. So she goes, well, let me, I'll pass this on to her. And I gave her a copy of the form. And I go, well, you know what? I'll go to the urgent care since he's the guy who saw me. And I will get the form filled out there because it's just, it's essentially the doctor telling me from his side what I am saying from my side. Like, this is the reason I'm requesting this. This is what the doctor has seen, so on and so forth. And I go to the urgent care and I show them the paperwork, and he goes, "Oh, I can't fill this out because I'm not authorized for this kind of request."
Okay.
I love bureaucracy.
I go, "You're a doctor. That's all they ask." And he goes, "Yeah, you have to get it from your primary." Okay, so I go back to the clinic that I went first, and I'm like, I need this form filled out by this person because the person from the urgent care said that they couldn't do it. I'll leave this with you. And she's like, okay, it should be done within a couple days. Okay, I can see, being so busy, at least a day, maybe 2 at the most. 3 days later, I get a message because they have a patient portal. Get a message in a patient portal. This needs to be filled out by your primary. Okay, so give it to her. She's out for the rest of the week. Great. And why can't the first lady fill it out? Well, she's out for the rest of the week as well.
Nice.
Yeah. So my wife has me go back in because I got the appointment scheduled with the gastroenterologist, which is what the urgent care doctor said. Chances are this is the reason why you're sick. And so my wife wants me to go in and get, labs done for, my heart and my head, just to see if, it couldn't possibly be anything else. So I go back in, get the whole lab thing done, and I took the forms with me, and I'm like, and once the labs were done, I'm like, okay, we're filling this out. And she goes, well, are you sure you don't want your primary to fill this out? And I'm like, I have been trying to get this form filled out for the better part of a week and a half. Like, I need this form filled out so that I can at least get this request filled, or whatever. And she goes, all right, well, let me run this past your doctor? Because my doctor was actually in then, but she was with another. She had another group of patients, and so she ran it with her, and she goes, "Okay, we can fill this out then." And I'm like, a week and a half, and they finally asked my primary, and my primary's like, "Yeah, you can go ahead and fill it out." My God, I hate you so much right now. Like, so I get the form filled out, and I get the form turned in, and then it takes them, of course, a couple days to process the paperwork. I get an HR person assigned to me to go over the case, and what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to go from being a customer advocate to a claims technician, which is pretty much I'm going from a job that it's half of my duty to a job that's just full claims. I don't even have to worry about talking to customers. Just give me the information, I process it, done.
Nice.
That sounds perfect.
I don't have to talk to anyone. I just have to get the information, put it in, make sure everything's in the right spot, and process the claim. Perfect. Well, the HR person's like, "Did you apply for the job?" And I go, "No," because if you had read the HR thing that I had filled out, I wanted to know if it was even possible. Like, I just want to make sure that because I haven't been there a full year, if I can transition from a customer advocate to a claims technician. And she goes, "Well, normally, you would have to get permission from your manager to get this transition done because you haven't been there the full year." Again, if you'd paid attention to because these are all through messages, and it's all one case with a bunch of messages underneath where we're typing, and I'm like, well, once again, if you paid attention to the bottom of the list, the previous HR person said, get permission from your manager to apply to get for this job to see if you can do that. I got permission to at least try. Mm-hmm. And so I talked to the lady, she's like, "Oh, no, we can't just give you a position. It has to be an open claims tech position." And I'm like, "Okay, well, let me see what we have." Because a friend of mine works as a senior claims technician, which for my position, there's customer advocate 1 and customer advocate 2. So it's kind of like a step up from that. And so I'm thinking, oh, it's claims tech 1, claims tech 2. And so I'm looking through claims tech. The only claims tech jobs that are available are in Illinois and Texas.
It's a bit of a commute.
And I'm like, well, since I'll be working from home, is it possible that I can, take these positions and just go into the office? Like, I'll just work from home. Perfect. And the rule is you have to be at least 100 miles from the home office to work from home.
That seems a bit silly.
So I'm like, I can understand it. Because under normal circumstances, they need you in the office.
Yeah.
But so I'm like, well, shit. So I looked in, and I'm like, well, how am I gonna get this job? How am I gonna fix this? And I come to find out that the only position that is available as a claims tech is a senior claims tech. And the request qualification that they have it there is you have to work claims for at least a year.
Oh, gosh.
Right.
And I'm like, well, shit. Because I'm thinking, and because my job as a customer advocate is we essentially, take, like, say someone has a claim that was filed, and depending on which state you're in, there are certain rules that you have to follow. Like one for Oklahoma, if you go to a doctor, go to an office visit, and you like you go get something, like go get surgery done, and they use an anesthesiologist who just happens to be there, whether they're in your network or not. That claim can be adjusted if there's like specific conditions to where, it's got like, there's got to be a different claim for the same data service stating, this is why you got this done.
Right.
And then that can be adjusted. And I've adjusted plenty of claims with that in mind. I've adjusted claims for pretty much anything a low level customer advocate can do. And so I'm like, well, I've been here about 9 months. 9 months can round up into a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, why not? And I'm like, fuck it, I'll go for it. I'll fill out this application, and then I'll get that done. So I go to fill out the application, and one of the questions that they have is, has your supervisor filled out a essentially a evaluation form for you?
Right.
And I'm like, well, let me check my stuff, because it lets me, sometimes lets me check my information for, goals, just various other items. And I check the form, and there's nothing as far as an evaluation goes.
Oh God.
And I'm like, okay, so if I don't have this, what do I have to do for it? Well, they need a written authorization from my supervisor stating that I can apply for this position. So I have to wait till tomorrow, talk to my now boss, and then see if I can finish filling out that form.
Did you watch the asterisks and obelix thing that Sanguine mentioned? Because it sounds like you're living it.
No, because I am in fact living it. I don't need to see it.
It's quite entertaining watching the bureaucracy that Asterix has to deal with to get the form, and then he ends up outsmarting them and making up a form, and then like they don't know what to do, so they do all the legwork for him to try and chase down this imaginary form, and then they end up being the ones that go mad instead of him. And he just takes the form once everyone's gone crazy.
No, it's been a thing. So.
Crap baskets.
And then, of course, I have been afflicted with this for the past, I'd say, 5 weeks.
Oh,
it's
wow.
not ideal, but I push through it.
Yeah, it sounds like everything that's wrong with bureaucracy, and better you than me.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's, yeah, I mean, I don't like doctors a whole lot, since you were sort of struggling with them. I remember one time I was like going to the bathroom a lot, so I went there and they said, basically similar to you with COVID. They said, "Well, it's not diabetes." I was like, "Well, what is it?" "We don't know. If it's still there in 2 weeks, come back and we'll take another look." Like, great. That's helpful.
That's wow.
Like, congratulations, you don't have diabetes. Enjoy whatever you do have.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Worst
Well,
carnival prize
up.
ever.
It cleared up eventually, but yeah, it was like equally as unhelpful as what Johnny was talking about. It's just like, yeah, well, we know what it's not.
Oh wow.
And Cynic says it's like him trying to figure out why he passed out in the hallway. Yeah, I think in Cynic's case, a bad doctor would be a lot worse because he's a lot sicker than I am. He's apparently passing out in hallways, which is.
I remember.
Bad sign.
I remember I got sick one time. High fever, weakness. This is like 20-some years ago, and only one or two times when I've actually thrown up, and the doctor blew me away when she asked, "Now, do you happen to know why you think you're doing this?" If I knew, I wouldn't be here. Like,
She's a smart one.
Yeah. Well, my dad used to say his kidney specialist would tell him, "Look, ignore everything a GP tells you. You know more about kidneys than they will ever know. So if they tell you something and you think it's wrong, you know better than they do. Either trust what you know or speak to me, but ignore everything a GP tells you. They don't know shit."
I'd be quite inclined to agree with that, considering it's been more than once that I've actually had to go to the hospital for something and get a prescription, whether it's like a blood infection or something else. And I'm like, I look at them and I'm like, look, I'll be honest with you, I've tried everything. I've believe it or not, I've actually put the effort in. I can't swallow pills, so if there's an alternative form of this prescription besides pills, I don't care if it costs more, can we do that? Well, get some M&Ms in practice, you're getting pills. And then, didn't take the pills because I tried and couldn't take the pills. And it's like, if they were chewable, that'd be a different story. But antibiotics, for example, no. Hell no. You're not chewing that. You're not mixing that with your food and drink. God, no, that's disgusting. You're not getting that down. You're not choking that down. Fucking, and then, so you go back a week later because your infection comes back, and it's like, you get a different doctor. It's like, what happened? Didn't you get prescription? Yeah, but he gave me pills that I can't chew, and I told him I couldn't swallow them, and he said, well, try. So it's like, so there's a liquid form I could prescribe to you. Oh yeah, that'd be much appreciated. Thank you. Where were you when I needed you last week? Fucking saves me money on an extra prescription.
My dad was telling me a horror story where this fellow kidney patient was told by his GP that the bad reaction he was having was from this particular drug he was taking, so he just stopped taking it. And so he trusted the GP, stopped taking it. Turns out that was the medicine that stopped his body rejecting his kidney transplant. So the kidney went bad. He can't get another one. So he's destroyed a perfectly good kidney because some idiot GP doesn't know what they're talking about.
Dude.
Can you imagine being that guy?
that is awful.
Oh
Yeah.
man, that's horrendous. Like, how do you get so ignorant?
Well, especially like if that's your job, like the doctor should have said, talk to your specialist about why you're taking this medicine. I don't want to tell you to stop anything that's important, rather than just, oh yeah, well this is you're taking this medicine. Oh yeah, that's why you're feeling sick. Just stop taking it. Like, fuck, that's very very negligent of the doctor. He's like, I don't know if he sued them for malpractice, but I think he should have.
Right?
Yeah, if that's not a winning case, I don't know what is.
Yeah, like totally fucked up his kidney, his one transplant kidney. You don't get a second one, and so that fucked him up for the rest of his life because some idiot doctor is like, yeah, stop taking the medicine. So, yeah, the number of horror stories my dad went through, like they told him he was diabetic because someone else with a similar name was diabetic, and they just said, well, that's probably him, just give him those results.
It's genetic, even though it's not your name.
Like, it wasn't even like the same name, it was like
It rhymes, so it counts.
it started with a D and sounded kind of Greek. So it's like, well, the first name's the same, the surname is similar. Yeah, it must be him. Tell him he's diabetic. You pump him full of insulin. That was the worst.
Disease.
They actually pumped him full of insulin because he's it says you're diabetic here.
Oh, that's.
And it's like, that could have killed him.
Well, and I remember when I went in for when Rocky was diagnosed, and I go, okay, I'm not going to say it's me, but what happens if someone accidentally injects themselves with insulin? And she goes, then you go to the hospital as fast as you can.
No,
because
that was
you're
incredibly
going
dangerous.
to die.
Yeah, that could very easily have killed him, and they just pumped him full of insulin because someone else has diabetes. That was crazy. Well, this has been a cheerful stream.
I know, right?
Johnny, how is Final Fantasy IV going?
Let's see. I am about halfway through, actually.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
I just got the Earth Crystal, and I think I am about just at the Three Sisters.
Okay.
And then once I face them, then it'll be I'll get the Earth Crystal. So yeah, that'll be about the halfway point.
Nice.
And then you go to the underground and all that fun stuff. And I really forgot how cheesy this game was.
Well, you're cheating anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's for story.
Yeah.
Grinding is boring.
It really is.
Oh my god, is it ever?
That was my one problem with Final Fantasy IV, is because your team is set by the story and you cannot change it. If you get stuck, you can do nothing but grind. There is no other way for you to you can't do something like you do in, say, Final Fantasy VII, where you change the materia around. There's nothing like that. It's you go up levels until you can get past this point.
Yeah.
So,
That's
especially like with the Dark Elf.
yeah,
If you can't beat him on that first round, you have to grind it.
for sure. And that was my biggest issue with it. It's a fun story to play through, but the story is held hostage because you've got to grind to get through the annoying boss fights.
And that's the same with Lunar too. You have to like you'll finish a boss, not even a boss fight. You'll go through a level, attacking all the enemies that you have there. You'll get your you're like, oh, okay, I beat all these guys. I can just go to the boss and call it good. And you'll go to the boss, and he will just murder you, like just without hesitation, just end you there. And so you have to quit your game, or you have to leave the level, go back, fight those guys again, leave, go back, fight the same guys again, and you're just on repeat. And it drives me nuts.
I remember the pattern used to be, I don't know if it still holds up, but it used to be the odd-numbered Final Fantasies were the ones you played for gameplay, and the even-numbered ones were the ones you played for story. So, like, 4 is bad gameplay because of things I just said, but it's a good story. Whereas 5 has no story at all, but it's got the job system, so you can actually sort of strategize to get around when you get stuck, rather than being forced into grinding. So it's like, okay, this isn't working. Let me try it with a ninja. Let me try it with the knight instead. And then you've got options, so you can actually try new things rather than just, oh, I guess I'm fighting random monsters for the next 2 hours.
Yeah, 5 is the Frankenstein story. Like, they took all of the B-side, the B stories they had from all the other Final Fantasies, and they're like, let's see if we can work with this.
Yeah. Because, like, Final Fantasy 1, not really any story there, but for the time it was decent gameplay. 2 was atrocious gameplay, but I'm told if you can stick with it, the story's actually decent. 3, like 5, had the job system, so you could, experiment, try things. 4, 5. 6, I think, is the one where they kind of got it right. Not counting the World of Ruin, which I refuse to play. But, like, they had a good balance of
which my game refused
story
to end.
and gameplay. What was that, sorry?
I said my game refused to end.
Oh.
I think I might go back and just do a test run to see if I can just run through Kefka and then it will show the end. But I doubt it's going to let me.
Yeah, I think now that I think about it, 7, 8, and 9 kind of had both. Oh, and 10. Because, I mean, 7 didn't have, like, the best story, I guess, but it's the most famous story, so it's the most enduring. 8 I enjoyed. A lot of people hated 8, but I actually enjoyed it. And 9 had the item system where, like, you learn all your abilities from items, so I enjoyed that too.
I will agree that Kefka is better than Sephiroth.
She's a lovely lady. She's better than any Final Fantasy villain.
This is true. This is absolutely true.
And Cynic liked 8. Yeah, I never finished 8 because the final disc didn't work, and, like, I didn't care enough to try and fix it. I was like, you know what? That's fine. It's like, I'll just watch the ending on YouTube. I don't need to play the last, 30
my friend played his first playthrough through Final Fantasy VIII. He didn't do any of the junctioning.
Oh, okay.
He made it through the first disc and a half before he's like, "Oh shit, I can do this." But he's just like, "I was over here getting my ass beat, and then I find out, I got all this stuff that I can do."
You know what that reminds me of? You know that idiot journalist who couldn't beat Cuphead, like the tutorial of Cuphead.
Oh gosh.
He did a review of Mass Effect saying that the game was way too hard, and then one of the comments to his article was, "You can level up, right?" He's like, "Shit, what?"
Oh my!
No, he was.
You've got to be fucking with me.
No, he legit did not know you could level up, and that's why he was convinced that the game's balancing was off, because it was way too. Yeah, because you're level 1.
Someone teach this man the code now.
And his name was Dean Takahashi. I just assumed no one would know his name, so I called him the guy who couldn't do Cuphead.
You know what? Screw that. Get this
That's
man
what he's
working in
known
a
as.
sushi restaurant.
Yeah, I will give him one credit for one thing. He's okay with like being made fun of for that Cuphead thing, because I mentioned him in a tweet, and he said they should thank me. And he said they actually should. A lot of people would have bought Cuphead purely on the back of your failed playthrough of it, and
That's fair.
he liked my comment, like acknowledging that it was a failed playthrough, and that all the same, it did probably sell quite a lot of copies of Cuphead.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah, I can see it.
Oh, it can't be that
Yeah,
hard.
If you can find his review of Mass Effect, and I don't know if the comments are going to still be there. You know what these types are like, but yeah, he's like complaining about how hard it is, and it's like a note at the bottom saying it's been brought to my attention you can level up. This rectifies my complaints about the difficulty.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
And yeah, Devil Fruit says Cuphead is a beast.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, no, the actual game is hard.
Oh
The
yeah.
tutorial is not.
It looks like you're skeeting all over the walls.
Look, I don't gotta clean it up.
That's what the lizard people are for.
Right?
I didn't finish
Feeding
it either.
time.
Devil. I forget where I got up to, but I didn't finish it. I probably could have if I stuck with it, but I'm easily distracted, and so I probably started playing a different game and then just never went back to Cuphead.
It's on my wish list, but I'm not there yet.
If you can get it cheap, it's good. I wouldn't pay full price unless you're a big fan of that genre.
Right.
Yeah, I'm waiting until it's
Christmas
spring
sale?
or something. Yeah.
I mean, I enjoyed it. If I was more motivated to stick with it, I probably could have finished it. But, yeah, I just it was getting hard enough that it was frustrating, and so I took a break, and then I just kind of never went back to it.
I am going to be when it comes up, because I haven't done it in a while. I'm still going to be trying to talk them into giving us a discount at least of This Land Is Our Land.
If they don't, you just put that all over Twitter until they give you one.
This game is our game.
They've blocked people for actually asking for a free game. Like,
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, Terry.
I can't believe. I mean, that's appalling that they blocked you over that. I mean, that really is disgusting.
they didn't block me. They blocked people.
Okay.
Look
They've
at Terry
ignored
flexing in the chat.
Well, I mean, Google started it.
I mean, that is fair compared to you. That's an adorable number.
Yeah. Yeah, go away with those rookie numbers. Like,
Oh, the reaction is just priceless. 2115, holy fuck. Yeah.
let's see what my list is.
You're gonna have to collect for 100 more years if you want to stand in Terry's shadow.
I am at 47.
Oh god, I dread to see what I'm at.
I've explained it before. I mean, part of it is obviously I just buy a lot of games, but a lot of it is bundles, because it's often cheaper to buy 10 games in a bundle where I only want one game than it is to buy that one game individually. So I just like, okay, if it's $2 for 5 games, or it's $3 for the one game that I want, I'll buy the bundle.
Right.
And so there's a ton of games I'm never going to play. I don't actually want them, but I think they were free, or practically they paid me to take them in a sense.
Yeah.
But there's some good ones in there. Like there's games that I got as part of a bundle. It's like, you know what? This is better than I expected. It's like, I'm glad I own this now.
There you go. If it makes you feel any better, Devil Fruit, I only got 236 games in my Steam library. If that makes you feel better.
I was kind of hoping they'd at least put because I got Microsoft Flight Simulator on my wish list, and I'm like, you can at least go lower than $45.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's yeah, I have seen people who own more than me. Like there's some people who 5,000-6,000 games. It's like,
Oh yeah.
well, I know when I'm beat.
And Eclipse.
Yeah, there's so many games that I've like never played. If I look at my thing, if I zero it down, unplayed, 1,340 unplayed games. So was that like half more than? I've played like 40% of my games that I own.
Nice. Cannibalistic Wizard says, I got like 16 games in my Steam, but my computer is so shitty I can't play any. I know how that feels all
Yes, I was gonna say.
too well.
What's that thing you were using? GeForce or something like that let you use someone
GeForce
else's
Now.
computer to play them?
Yeah,
Right.
it was like the GeForce had some sort of network system set up where people could remotely play on their systems if their PC wasn't able to play.
I wonder if Cannibalistic Wizard could use something like that to play some of his games.
Yeah, I would advise to read into it first, just because I don't remember fully, but I do remember hearing it does have a massive drain on the internet usage.
I can believe that. I mean, if you're streaming a game
Exactly.
from another computer, that is going to be quite intensive.
Yeah. Especially a high-end game.
Yes. If you're doing something like of I don't know, like the Batman game that you were trying to play. Was it Arkham Knight or
Oh,
City or
why'd you
whatever?
have to remind me?
No, but that one that like was just killing your computer, like that is going to be brutal to try and stream through another computer.
Oh
like,
yeah, for
through a
sure.
service.
For sure. If only they had that on the GeForce, I would have given that a try, though.
Yeah. Cynic says, now if we're talking consoles, I have Towers of Games stacked in the corner. I don't have as many console games, but yeah, I do have quite a few. But I actually don't have the consoles to play them on. They mostly got thrown out.
I still wonder if 4,301 hours of Civ 5 is normal. Normal! Sir, normal is a setting on the dryer. 4,301 hours of Civ 5 is admirable.
I mean, if you had fun during those 4,301 hours, then who cares if it's quote-unquote normal? You spent your time wisely.
No, scratch that. If you even managed to take down Gandhi at least once in any of those hours, you spent your time wisely. Because fuck
Yeah,
Gandhi.
he's an asshole in that game.
Oh my god, such an asshole.
I remember, the whole nuke thing. This was in Civ 6. I was doing reasonably well, then Gandhi's just like, fuck you, bang. And,
Right?
like, my entire city goes up. And then I finally start recovering. It's like, no, fuck you again. It's like, okay, I'm just going to quit the game.
Or,
Start again with no India.
Or, fucking, I got introduced to Civ in Civ 5. My friends introduced me to it and got me started playing with them. And then, so as soon as I start getting my bearings and start doing actually decent, Gandhi's like, oh, look at you, you're doing well. Well, we can't have that now, can we? Let's go to war. Boom. Decimated. You dick!
Yeah.
It was all
That's a
funny.
nice civilization you have there. It'd be a shame if someone,
Nuked it.
Starved them.
It's, I actually played right from the beginning. I played Civ 1.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't very good, but Civ 2 is probably where I sunk the most hours as a kid. Like, I had, was it Test of Time version of it, and it was just like, I didn't even care that it was in German, because I foolishly bought it while I was on holidays in Germany, thinking, oh, I like Civilization. Got it home, and my friend in Germany was on full-time translation duty. It's like, what the fuck does this mean? So that was fun. But it worked out well because she was wanting to become a translator as a profession.
Oh,
So
nice.
it was like, hey, it's free practice. I really don't mind. It's like, perfect.
That works out. Still have a drowned
Yeah, they'd be
copy
like
of...
copying out slabs of text. Is like an angry leader's like messaging me. Saying, what are they saying? It's like, yeah, they want your map, or they want this technology from you. Like, oh, which one of the options says go fuck yourself? I quickly learnt that Krieg, Krieg, means war. So
Yeah.
that's enough to navigate most of the diplomacy screens. It's like, do you want war? If yes, look for the word Krieg. If no, avoid the word Krieg. And a drowned copy of Pokemon Gold.
Yeah. And a GB
Drowned?
color that was probably doesn't work. I assume that means it was flooded in water
so
at first.
you
So,
dropped it in some water or something.
yeah.
I know one of the Pokemon games, IGN gave it like 6 out of 10 because there was too much water. So they really wouldn't have liked Cynic's copy. Oh yeah, he's clarified. In the floods, it got wet.
Oof. Gen 3 was too much water.
Right. Yeah, I remember that. There was like 6 out of 10. Too much water. It's like, fuck are you talking about? Gen 3 was good. I think that's the one. I'd have to look it up, but I think that's the one where Shedinja came about, which is my favorite Pokemon.
I couldn't tell you.
No, in Generation 3, I just looked it up. Yes, it is Gen 3. Shedinja, I just love the fact that it's got one hit point and can only ever have one hit point. It's just so stupid, and I love it.
Why? Why? What? Why? Wait, why does it... Oh, whoa.
So the gimmick behind it is if any attack is not super effective, it does 0 damage.
Oh.
So it's immune to a whole bunch of stuff. It's also super effective attacks is like a third of the available types. So it's pretty easy to take out. It's not a good Pokemon at all. I just love the idea that it's like the discarded shell of a Pokemon evolving.
Okay.
And like, because there's a Pokemon, I forget which one it is, Nincada, I think it is. When
Right.
it evolves, it turns into Ninjask, I think. But if you've got a spare slot in your team, you also get Shedinja. So like, that's the discarded skin that it shed to evolve. And like, that is so creepy. I fucking love it.
You know what? I could see the appeal of that. Honestly, I could see that.
Yeah.
And it's not a good Pokemon at all. Like, you should not put this on your team under pretty much any circumstances. But it's cool, and that's that's reason enough.
Fair. That's all the reason I need.
Status and weather effects fuck it over. Yeah. So do entrance hazards. It's really easy to take this thing out. Like, yeah. There is a version of Pokemon available on Showdown where you can choose what ability the Pokemon has, and so you can give it sturdy, which means that if it's at full health, which it always is because it only has one hit point, it can't die. Instead of dying, it gets reduced to one hit point. So if you've got a Shedinja with sturdy, no physical attack will ever kill it because it just it's full health. So it goes down to 1, which is still full health. But that is a hacked version. I think they call it either Hackmons or something like that.
Okay.
But yeah, if you mess around with changing the abilities of all the Pokemon, that's one of the combinations you can come up with. A lot of things still kill it. It's like not as invincible as it sounds. Like if you poison it or burn it or hail or sandstorm, all that still kills it. But direct attacks, like nothing will kill it. If it's like thunder or flamethrower or anything like that, completely immune to that stuff.
Right.
Yeah, Pokemon hacks are fun. I've never actually played the format. I just read about it on Smogon, and it's like, that sounds funny. That sounds cool.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's quite a lot of different Pokemon hacks too.
Oh yeah, there's a ton of them.
Like I still got a few. Like there's one that turns it into Paper Mario.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I know you were playing the Bidoof one.
Oh
That
yeah.
was funny.
I played with the randomizer for my first time actually playing Pokemon for,
Oh yeah.
Because my stepson from my previous relationship, he's like, he had the Game Boy Advance with Ruby.
Right.
And I tried playing that, and I'm like, I spent an entire shift at my night job playing that game, and I'm like, I have to work, man. Like, I did absolutely nothing that night.
Look,
With an with an exception of, like, I didn't completely, leave the people in their own filth. I did that, but yeah, as far as like cleaning and stuff, no, I never touched a thing.
look, if you want to be the very best, like no one ever was, some sacrifices need to be made, Johnny.
It's true.
You gotta set some priorities, and I'm telling you, man. One thing is gonna level up your Pokemons and make them better. The other thing's not. That's all I'm saying.
Seems like an easy choice to me.
Right?
But yeah, Scarecrow found me the Pokemon randomizer, and my second one played. I got a Houndoom as a primary, and then he's like, "Oh, I'll take Charmander," and the Houndoom like just one-hitted him and and it was over.
Wow.
Did the randomizer make sure that you had a grass, fire, and water as your starters, or was it just totally random?
You can kind of set how random it is.
Okay.
And I pretty much gave myself an option to pick, and I wanted Houndoom, so because that was the one I wanted, and so I'm like, oh, if you're giving me the option, then hell yeah, I'm gonna take this one.
Just keep restarting until you get Mewtwo as a starter. Like, I will choose that one.
There you go.
And then just steamroll the entire game.
But you can set, you can either set it to where it's like just sheer random, like every Pokemon where like it's like, oh, you're gonna face, Misty at wherever, and you'll like normally she has like water type Pokemon, and then but it'll pop up and then you'll fight like Mew and some other ones that I don't know shit about Pokemon. Like, there's only a few that I know, and it's because my son won't shut up.
Yeah, no, but I feel like it's basically, instead of having water types, she could have, psychic or fighting or whatever. Just totally random. So, yeah, I think one of my favorite Pokemon is actually Starmie. I don't know why. There's something about it. Like, it's just likable somehow. It's not as cool as Shedinja, but it's like a lot stronger to use. It's like actually really powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know if it still is, but it used to be back in Red,
right,
and Blue. Crobat, yeah, Crobat's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm not too big on poison as a type in general, but I do like the cross shape that Crobat makes with its wings out. So it looks cool.
I gotta go with Blastoise or Torterra. Turtle with a giant turtle with cannons on his shoulders, or or a literal world turtle. Monfernape's a good one too, though, and Charizard, classic.
It's not a starter, but another one I really like is Scizor from Gen 2, which is the evolved version of Cypher.
Yes.
If you can get him to evolve, Scizor is like, he looks cool, and if you can set him up the right way, he's actually really strong as well.
Oh yeah.
I know that my son played a he does Nuzlocke every once in a while. Like he'll
Right.
play them. And I think the last one he said he just named all of his Pokemon after people in the Discord. And that's how he got his names for most of the Pokemon.
Alright, something tells me I'm on the right
default.
trail.
Warm. Yeah, I think that's a good hint. That you that one. No, I'm Team Default. Whatever name they come with is the name that they keep. So if I had like a Pikachu, its name was Pikachu.
What a pervert.
Pikachu.
Ew. I didn't give permission.
Well, I don't think he needs it.
This is 2021. He needs permission for anything now. Especially if it's a he.
That's a fair point. So you need a female Pikachu.
There's a game that popped up, and I don't know how it ended up on my wish list because I put it there, but I don't know how it ended up. Like I ended up with it because just complete by accident. It's you play as a stray cat, and you're trying to find your way back home. And there's it's like this robot city, and you're injured, and you're like getting yourself back to nursing yourself back to health, and you kind of just got to go through. It's called Stray.
Okay.
It looks like an interesting premise, so I'm like, okay, yeah. And you gotta. It's kind of like King's Quest was. It looks like it at least, with a cat.
Yeah, there's a lot of wacky games out there that are, good for novelty. Perfect Date is like the best game that you've ever played, obviously.
Yeah, I gotta get back onto that one and actually not kill everyone.
Ah, crap
I
baskets.
wonder if it's still possible for you to finish that, because I think you only get 6 people and you've killed most of them, haven't you?
I think 3 of them died.
Okay, I thought it was more than that.
No,
But maybe you're right. You're the one who was playing it.
I'm gonna go look.
But yeah, that game is so bizarre. There's like a person sexing up cats. It's like,
Well, the cats are hitting on the humans, and the humans are like, I can see where this is going.
yeah.
Like, why? Like,
Right?
why is this happening?
That scene where you rub the coconut oil into the cat.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, what?
yeah. There's the one where you're rubbing coconut oil onto the Sphinx
The
cat.
hairless cat.
Okay.
And needless to say that the cat's really getting into it.
I just know there are people out there who are extremely appreciative of the scenes in that game, and I want to never meet them.
Yeah,
That is
yeah,
fair.
it's definitely a zoophile game.
Alright.
Yeah, it's creepy as fuck, but it's bizarre enough that it's sort of hilarious at the same time.
Right.
And, what else have I played? I mean, one of the games that I always laugh when I think about. I forget what it's called, but this guy gets his pant leg caught in like the gearing of a motorcycle, and it just happens to be like a sentient motorcycle, and so like the whole game you're controlling the motorbike, and he's just like trailing behind you, like, and he's like trying to get the bike to release him, but there was a malfunction with the language chip, so it only understands Spanish.
Oh no.
And so, like, in all the cutscenes, he's like begging the machine to let him go, or like someone will pass by and they're like, help me, and like, it never ends up working. And then, so yeah, the bike's driving along, he's like, ah. It doesn't explain how the hands don't get damaged by being dragged behind the motorbike, though.
Right.
What is Johnny linking in chat?
That's the
Strike.
trailer. The trailer for Strike.
The first comment: you play as a cat. That's all we need. Yeah. Everyone's just excited to be able to play as a cat for some reason.
Yeah. Huh.
Oh, thank you. No.
You play as a cat. Soul, take my money. Coming
Yeah,
out on
yeah.
PS4,
All the comments are
PS5,
like
and
that.
PC. Quietly turns off the Xbox, lies down to cry.
So many comments were basically, you can play as a cat. Sold. I'm buying this game now.
Use the cat skills to solve puzzles and mysteries along the way. Skills like waking me up at 3 a.m. if it wants food.
Wait, if there's things on a table that you don't want on that table, playing as a cat is the way to go.
Cat knocks stuff off of ledges to solve puzzles. They certainly understand their audience.
It reminds me there was a game, I forget the name of it. I always forget the name of it. But it was a domino game. And like the whole thing was setting up the dominoes so that with one push they do the whole thing. There's a pushover was the name of it. And that was like a Super Nintendo game. You just set up all the dominoes and then tip them, and then if you did it right, then every single one has to get knocked over.
Okay. Oh god, I remember these guys. Don't remember them being so purple though.
Oh no, I had already followed Nick Salmon, and Twitter already unfollowed me from him.
I got unfollowed from Crip, Young Crip, or Crip Daddy, or whatever you want to call him, Donovan.
Yeah. Okay.
I got unfollowed from him, and I'm like, wait, Twitter is recommending I follow. Why am I not already refollow? That guy is hilarious.
I got a like from him on a comment. I think it came from a thread that started with someone digging at him, but I made a comment to someone else who's like, I think it was like Simius or something like that. I saw it and he got into it with discussion with someone else, and they made a reach about Simeon calling him, I think it was like pedo enabler or something like that. And he's like, "Oh, nice reach." He's like, "Oh, yeah, I reached there. Blah blah blah. Come off it." It's like, yeah, dude, you reached. You reached like Stretch Armstrong, fresh out of the box. Own it or shut up, man. Yeah, I got a like for that. The guy ended up blocking me, which shocking.
Yeah, people on Twitter are very quick to block.
Yeah. Well, seemed like
I
some
did.
dumb kid anyway, so no loss.
There's
No, none of them are losses.
Right.
there's one I posted. She said that blocking people that she disagree with isn't what it doesn't make an echo chamber.
Not at all.
And I'm like,
No.
You might want to look up the definition of echo chamber.
Definitions are subjective, Terry. Come on, it's 2021.
True. But I always find it funny when I'm blocked by someone I've had zero interaction with. It's like, what could I possibly have done to deserve to get blocked if we've never had any interactions at all, ever?
Right?
Yeah. Apparently, I still piss people off.
It's like, I find it hilarious. It's like, oh, I've just found out this person exists, and I'm blocked. My
Yeah.
reputation precedes me.
Yeah, I mostly notice because I'll be reading a thread and it says like this person limits who can read their posts. It's like, am I blocked? I'm blocked.
Yeah.
I'm not Sanguine levels of blocked. I think he's got like double the people blocking him that I do, but I still get blocked a lot.
Yeah. I find it hilarious. And hey, at least I don't have to worry about them flooding up my timeline with useless crap.
Yeah, I don't know. I've only ever blocked promoted tweets. If I see a promoted tweet, I don't care what it is. I'm blocking the account.
That's fair.
I don't want to see ads on Twitter. And so if you're dumb enough to give Twitter money to advertise, I'm going to make sure it was wasted money.
I saw an ad that said, "We're asking select Twitter users to take part in this poll. Select
Well-
my left testicle."
Block. And we've got Pop-Tart in chat.
Hey, Poppy. Hope you're well.
And Kiva Dame is listing all the amusing shirts that Abercrombie and Fitch have come out with. Yeah, I think they're funny. Apparently, they got in trouble for these terrible slogans.
Well, then they should come up with better ones.
Yeah.
Just woke up. Must be nice.
No, that's bad because if you woke up, that means you're asleep. And sleep is weakness entering the body, as Mr. Cochrane has testified many times.
Fair enough, Terry. Fair enough. I will probably be allowing weakness to enter the body once we're done here myself.
I mean, my adherence to this principle has left me rather tired, so I can sympathize.
I mean, I used to do that as a kid there, Chuck, but, Nowadays, I'm just too lazy to wait that. I'd rather eat it as is.
I just don't eat Pop Tarts.
That's fair. That's fair.
I don't know. I assume that they're for sale down here. I'm sure I've seen ads for them. I don't think I've ever been in possession of a Pop Tart.
I plan on being weak again in an hour. I only slept an hour. That's... Yeah, do what you gotta do, right?
Yeah. Just know that Jack is probably judging you for your decision.
I mean, as long as they're thinking about me, that's all that matters.
It's a good attitude.
Right? It's nice to be the center of someone's attention.
But I actually thought toasting was how you were meant to cook Pop-Tarts. From what I've seen of them, aren't they meant to be toasted?
I think it was in a lot of the commercials when I was a kid. Yeah, that's. I mean,
Yeah. They do have microwave instructions.
this is true.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
So
just.
you can microwave them or toast them. Okay.
Yeah, it's just a pastry.
Yeah, you put it in the microwave for 3 seconds.
That's too long. I don't have that kind of time.
For radioactive waves, fuck off.
It's
Radioactive
I've
waves
definitely
that don't even give me superpowers, no less. Fuck off. Not worth it.
you can freeze Pop-Tarts too. I mean, you can freeze anything if you make it cold enough.
If you freeze them on a stick, does that make them popsicles?
Stands to reason. Haven't you eaten all straight from the bag?
Pop tart stickles. Tart stickles. Tart stickles.
That's not that kind of stream, Johnny.
The milkshake Pop-Tarts. That's an interesting idea.
Huh.
Yeah, they have a few weird ones out there.
Weird, you say?
I think Talix was saying that he ordered some from Japan.
Oh god,
Oh,
what were
okay.
they like, wasabi?
Oh, I'm sure they have a wasabi one. That wouldn't surprise me at all.
Tuna Pop-Tarts. Other various raw fish.
Sushi Pop Tarts.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's take a
Yeah,
look here.
I might have to see what flavors are available at the supermarket. See if these are worthy of purchase.
Strawberry milkshake.
Oh my.
Not there. There's wasabi right there.
My shock.
Hmm.
Coconut almond.
Okay.
If we're at the point of naming Pop-Tart flavors, maybe we're winding down a bit.
Yeah, I think that's at that time. I'm also pretty stuck on this level too, so.
Maple bacon.
Yeah.
That's.
I mean, bacon is good, but I don't know about bacon-flavored Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, I'd even be hesitant to go with bacon wrap Pop Tarts, let alone bacon flavored. So
Yeah,
I think we're at the point where it's time to call her now.
I think so.
Thank you, Johnny, for confirming that. and as you have done us such a wonderful service in confirming that, I will let you go first with parting thoughts. Don't waste it.
Well, I would definitely say that if Live Action Cowboy Bebop has taught us anything, it's that the seatbelts are still a good band.
The who? What's?
The Seatbelts. They did the main theme, and they played. They're a jazz fusion band. Awesome.
Okay.
Good stuff.
Right on. And Terry, what you got for us, bud?
If people in chat would like to know how to get themselves a threesome, I know just the stream that they should watch.
I mean, I know half a stream. I know a stream that's half of that lesson myself. But if you got a better one, fuck, I want to hear it.
Well, I mean, it's a work in progress. Maybe they'll be enticed by the first half, and be like, "Well, I've got to come back next week and see the second half."
Ah, that's fair. That's fair. All right. Well, sounds like Terry's got the good stuff, guys. Keep in touch if you want to know. And as usual, I would like to thank you all for coming out. Terry, Johnny, thank you for coming to hang out with me as usual. Always a pleasure.
No problem.
Chat, join us tomorrow night when TUES is hosting with another painting stream as per usual. Keep an eye out on the Discord if you'd like to know when he's going to be going live. He does tend to go a bit earlier than most of us do. It'll be the only way to know for sure when he plans to do so, as he does not seem... I think he said he deleted his Twitter today, so yeah. Can't use that no more, but yeah, be sure to keep an eye out. I'm sure for those of you who don't use Discord, someone will post on Twitter when he goes live regardless, so don't fear.
I'm sure someone will.
Yeah, fear not. You're not totally out of the loop. But yeah, until then, thanks again for coming out, guys. Have a good night, and the zoo is closed.
Bye, guys.
Good night.